I'd like us all to take a look at this text, the photograph here. The whole reason why we look at a text or at a photo is to try to find meaning. I'm going to try to think aloud as I try to understand what the author's intended message was. The author took this picture for a reason, and it's my job to try to decipher what it is exactly he was trying to say. I'm going to use this strategy of inferencing because I have a text, this photograph, to give me information so I don't have to rely on my previous knowledge alone. I'll inference by asking myself these three questions. What does the text say or show? What do I already know about this topic? And when I combine these two pieces of information, what inference or new meaning can I make? The first question I ask myself is, what does this photo show? I notice that the photos are black and white. Now I need to think about what I know about black and white photos. I know that it often means that the picture was taken before digital cameras or possibly before colored film. I ask myself, what can I infer from this? This picture may have been taken more than 60 years ago. When I look at the picture again, I also notice that there are very crowded living conditions. I ask myself, what do I know about crowded living conditions? It reminds me of our unit on global citizenship and that many people in the developing world often live like this. I know that developing countries do not have as high a living standard as we do here in Canada. As far as the wood construction is concerned, I can infer that this photo was probably taken a long time ago because nowadays we use brick and vinyl siding. This confirms my first inference about when this photo might have been taken. So what else does this picture tell me? The picture also shows really run-down buildings. What do I know about run-down buildings, wood construction, and crowded living conditions? I recall from history class that we've been studying Canada at the turn of the century. And we've also been talking about Canada and its immigration policies in the past, where they were trying to encourage immigrants to come to Canada to settle the West. And I know that in the past, most immigrants to Canada were very poor and had very few resources to get started in life. What can I now infer? I'm wondering if this picture shows the living conditions that new immigrants faced when they arrived in Canada. By inferring and activating my prior knowledge, it gives me a context to link what I know to the text. Looking at this picture critically required me to think deeply so I could infer its intended message. I chose the strategy of inferencing because I wanted to understand and make meaning of this photograph. Once I understand this, I can start to formulate my own point of view. Then I can start to form a deeper understanding of what the author's intended message might be. I think next time I'd like to try to use this strategy with some written words that went with the photograph. This strategy helps me to develop and support my opinions by identifying specific information from the text. Inferencing really helps me get to this deeper thinking. I'll continue to use this inferencing strategy by looking at the three key questions. What does the text say or show? What do I already know about this topic? And when I combine these two pieces of information, what new meaning or understanding can I make?